What's good people, it's Ocean here. Welcome back to my channel, welcome to the video. As you can see, I'm in the studio today. I found a studio here in Bali and I thought, why not check it out? Let me make some fire beats here. If you've seen my videos before, you've seen that I literally just cook up with my laptop and my tiny small MIDI keyboard, but I thought I'd switch it up, go into the studio with some proper studio monitors finally, a massive keyboard, and make some fire. In today's video I want to show you guys how to make fire samples, how I make fire samples like Cubeatz or Pvlace or Frank Dukes. I'm going to show you guys how to make a melody but make it sound like it's been sampled, not just played in from the computer. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, but before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and join the family. And also hit that bell notification so every single time I post, you get a noti, you won't miss another video. With that being said, let's get into it.
Ocean gang go drown.
Alright, so I got Logic Pro X open. I'm gonna raise the BPM to about 140 to start with. And the best way to do your melodies, if you don't know any music theory, is to look up a scale and follow the scale. Just stick to the notes in the scale and everything will be in tune. In FL Studio they got the ghost notes feature, but in Logic Pro X there isn't a ghost notes feature. So what you can do instead is open up a MIDI region, choose the brush tool, and here where it says scale quantize, you can choose what scale you want to use. So for example, I'm just going to put in D, natural minor, and then I'm just going to click all these notes. And Logic Pro X is automatically going to choose all the notes that's in the scale. So these are all the notes in the scale. If I try and choose like one that's not in the scale, it's not going to do anything. I can select all of them, lengthen them, and then I'm going to hit functions, mute notes off, and these will be in the background. And let's say I open up a new instrument, I create an empty region there too. What I'm going to do is select both of them by pressing shift, holding shift and selecting both of them. And then underneath our main region that we're going to be playing in is some notes, and that's the notes in the scale. So now I can do something like this. Just got to make sure that you pencil in on the gap and drag it to the note. So if you don't know any music theory and you want to make sure everything's in tune, that's the best way to do it on Logic Pro X. I'm going to try play something in and find a melody. Alright, so I messed up that last chord, so I'm just going to drag these notes into position, make that velocity go up a bit more, and then I'm also going to control everything, Command A and Q to quantize it. I'm going to hold Option and I'm going to move it up an octave. So now we've got double octaves. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is duplicate that sound, drag that one down too. I'm going to delete those high octave chords that I dragged up. And I'm going to add in our arpeggiator so it plays like one note at a time. Also I want to add in some M rhythmizer. I'm going to play around with the half speed and hear how it sounds. Let me move this up an octave. I like that effect it's got on it, but I think I need to speed up the arpeggiator a bit. And I'm also going to change up that sound as well. I'm not going to keep it as the same one that I played in before. I like that sound. Let me just EQ out some of that low. I'm going to duplicate that first sound actually again one more time. And I'm just going to try and find something to put underneath this. I think something like this will go. And then I think one more sound will go underneath this. Something like a flute. Usually when I'm making melodies these days, I'm using like 4 or 5 sounds maximum in each one. just to keep it nice and simple, not too complex. Flute that I always use, probably like the most common flute everyone uses in Omnisphere, is the Lotus flute. Okay, I basically got it down. Let me go ahead and record this in. I'm going to control everything and quantize it. And I'm going to take down some of these velocities because it sounds a bit squeaky when they're too high. Okay, so that's mainly it for the melody right there. But I still want to add some more effects onto it to try and make it more like a sample. So first thing, I just want to EQ out some of this stuff. In the Lotus flute, I'm going to take out that breathing effect. And then also I'm going to send it to the bus to add in some reverb on these channels. I send it to the buses to save CPU. So instead of adding Space Designer on each separate track, I can just send it to a bus, and then in all of these tracks, I can assign it to a bus so they can all have reverb. Then the source that I add on it to make the sample sound really old is Isotope. Isotope is actually a free plugin that you guys can get. I've definitely used it in a video before, I might have showed you, but it has all these different effects on it. So if I just solo one of them, you're going to be able to hear the difference when I drag it up, like the warps there, for example, the wear. It makes it sound really old. So I'm going to go ahead and add that effect on a few melodies. And then I could add in some variation, but to be honest, I kind of like it like this already. Very simple. And it sounds quite odd, it sounds like a vintage sample. So yeah, that's my way, that's my process of how I make samples, fire melodies. To get that old effect, I know there's a bunch of different plugins that you can use, but Isotope, for a free version, is pretty solid. I usually put that on most of my melodies to get that really vintage sounding sound. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button below, and also leave a comment below. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and also shout out this comment from the last video. Thanks for commenting, I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys for watching. That's about it for this video. I'll see you guys in the future.